All right, up next, we got a very interesting matchup. We got R-Man, who is a substitute, driving for Team Nova in his 180SX. And then we got Arrow following him, driving for Team Dazen in his Flanker F. This is the first time in my memory that we've seen a flanker out on the track. R-Man initiating a little bit shallow here on this first outside zone. Arrow struggling to keep up after that huge jump off the line. R-Man doing a great job, just doing a consistent lead run. Doesn't quite get all the way in on the inside to clip. And it looks like Arrow is struggling to keep up on every single zone, excuse me. All in all, a kind of mediocre run from both drivers. Let's see how they do on the flip-flop here. All right, let's see how this flanker does in the lead. I'm super interested to see this. This flanker is a wild card for this kind of thing, so. There's a huge jump by R-Man. Arrow giving the gap here at the beginning, but R-Man quickly closing that gap. That 180SX by R-Man is pretty quick. Slowly closing that proximity there on Arrow. Arrow giving a solid lead though, not wavering too much, hitting all of his zones. He almost taps the wall there, goes a little bit shallow, but then pushes all the way out to the wall again, and R-Man doing a great job in the follow. All in all, a good run. All right. R-Man was being a substitute tonight. R-Man almost didn't make it to the competition due to some sponsorship issues. Got it all figured out, got his car together, and made it here. Let's see what the judges have to say. All right, and one more time, the judges think the drivers have more in them. Let's see what the drivers can do. There's only one more time in the top 32. All right, R-Man's going to be leading. Arrow in the flanker. Arrow getting the big jump again. Let's see how that turns out for him. R-Man initiating. Nice flick into the first outside zone. Arrow a little bit shallow and not quite as much angle as R-Man, trying to close that gap. Washes out a little bit on this last outside zone, but does a good job recovering. R-Man, great proximity for this last outside zone, kind of keeping it a little conservative, but not wavering in the slightest. Great job by both drivers. All right, we're going to switch it up. This is the last chance both these drivers have in the top 32 to move on to the top 16. Let's see how they do. The flanker F, driven by Arrow, is going to be leading. Driving for Team Dazen. Dazen. I hope I'm saying that right. R-Man. That 69 Team Nova 180SX. Let's see how they do. R-Man has no patience, just banging limiter, and you can see again a huge jump. Both these drivers seem to be letting the nerves get the best of them on this jump. What you want to do is jump a little bit, but then kind of get some grip and follow behind the lead driver. R-Man doing a great job at proximity here. Arrow coming off that first outside zone a little bit early, hits that first inside clip, nails the second inside clip, goes all the way outside here, coming into this last outside zone really early. And R-Man doing a great job mimicking him. That was one of the better runs we've seen. Both of them have solid runs. All right, it sounds like R-Man moves on to the top 16. Good job by R-Man. R-Man almost didn't make the top 32, ended up being a substitute, and moves on to the top 16. And sometimes that's just the way it goes. Sometimes luck is on your side and is more important than skill. All right, up next we got R-Man leading Damien Bro. R-Man again almost didn't make it to this event, and then Damien Bro, being a newcomer if I'm not mistaken. Damien doing a great job flicking outside. R-Man right behind him. Or sorry, R-Man doing a great job flicking Damien right behind him. Excuse me. Both transitioning to the second inside zone. Damien having some struggles keeping a decent angle. R-Man doing a good job in that lead position, just laying down a solid lead run, a little bit conservative, but easy to follow nonetheless. And there you go, Damien tapping him at the end, letting him know that he is right there. Alright, they're going to switch it up where Damien's going to lead and R-Man's going to chase. Damien driving for Imperium in that S15, number 46 car. And we got R-Man driving for Team Nova in the 180SX. Drivers are ready for the second half of their battle. We got Damien leading. R-Man getting a little bit of a jump, but not as crazy of a jump as we've seen tonight. Gets right back on the power right behind Damien. Damien flicks it in. Kind of weak on the flick. Gets outside right above those white lines, which is kind of what you want to see. You want to be between the white lines and the wall. He comes off the wall a little bit early. He almost straightens out completely on that inside flip. R-Man doing an okay job following him. Keeping good composure with the kind of unorthodox lead here. Damien getting right up against the wall in this last outside zone, and R-Man just putting it right in his pocket. Alright, and it sounds like R-Man moved on. Good job for R-Man. Alright, we got Pro Whips leading R-Man. Controller Boy. The boy wonder. He wasn't even supposed to be at this event, and here he is in the Grade 8, following Pro Whips, one of our most seasoned drivers out here. Pro Whips all the way outside, getting all the way up against that wall, staying against the wall as long as he can. R-Man doing a great job in the chase position. Transitions right on his bumper, almost takes it completely off. Loses a lot of proximity due to it, but it is great entertainment. Pro Whips right up against that last outside zone, right up against the wall, and R-Man is doing everything he can to close that gap. What an exciting battle. Alright, here they go, changing positions. Pro Whips is following R-Man this time. R-Man not getting all the way outside of the beginning of this outside zone. Tries to push it up high on that bank, doesn't quite get all the way out there. Pro Whips doing a good job getting up to that zone. Surges on R-Man there. Loses proximity. They both transition to the second inside clip, and R-Man doing a great job on this lead position, but it looks like he's playing it a little bit safe. Not quite getting all the way up against that wall. And Pro Whips doing a great job in the chase position. If that's not a one more time, I don't know. That was a crazy couple battles. Really hard to judge in my opinion. Alright, and Pro Whips moves on.